to episode number 35 of the BEBC
BS
Podcast. 35. I messed up last week and I said 33 and it was actually 34. So
well, one of the players got slighted then.
He did. Whoever,
34 would have been.
we got to give him a shout.
He was a three-time corner.
Three-time corner.
3 year. He played corner for 3 years.
Ben Forshaw.
Oh, this year's Ben Forshaw.
Okay, but
you
the blast from the past was, God, shorter guy.
Uh-oh.
34, number 34.
We're having memory
Help
issues
us out
here today, folks.
All right.
We'll come back. Thad will think of it here before it's over. But 35. There's no 35 on the roster.
We have duplicate 5s and duplicate 10s, but nobody wanted.
Do we need to not have a podcast?
Well, maybe this 35 that we're going to bring up was in. They retired his jersey. I don't know.
There you go.
He was a good one, though.
He was good.
He had a great game against Trinity in the playoffs that year.
Yes, sir, he did.
Mr. Paul Walker.
Paul Walker. In honor of you, my friend. BEBC Podcast number 35. Actually, we have a sponsor.
We do.
We do.
We have a sponsor. And
here's what's left.
There's what's left of the sponsor. Today's podcast is brought to you by Famous Che's Baked Goods.
Because when you bite into them, folks, that's the next thing that's going to come out your mouth.
They're good. Man.
Don't let the crumbs fly out. You'll be upset at yourself.
You can't be wasting that stuff, man.
I mean, we can't thank
That's
her
like
enough.
gold.
That's
Thank you, sweetie. Those were great.
Che, thank you. Yesterday, I don't know what you put in cookies, but it made us all happy. So
We couldn't figure out there was a special little flavoring in there that
right.
we couldn't figure it out.
David got here a minute ago and said, "How many cookies you got left?" I said, "I don't know," but I went and got them, and now they're all gone. So
nothing but crumbs.
They're gone. So rain again. It's raining. It's raining. It's raining. It's raining.
I have a prediction.
What's that?
Well, if it keeps raining like it's doing, I think next week's podcast will be brought to you from the shores of Lake Levon.
we might need to be coming from a boat.
Overflowing.
It's just like crazy. Yesterday, seriously, this is no lie, at 1:30, I was getting ready, getting everything packed up, and I checked the weather because I was like, take the golf cart or not take the golf cart. And I was like, looked at the weather, it said 15% chance of rain, but it was later in the day.
Take the cart.
So I loaded up the cart, and I had to take it. It's got a flat tire, by the way. Do you know that?
Do you need help fixing that?
I do need help fixing it.
We can fix that.
Because I pumped it up, and by the time I got to the stadium, it was flat again, so that's why it stayed on there. But anyhow, I'm on my way. I have to stop at Walmart, and I stop and pump up the tire because I knew it needed it, and it starts raining. I'm like, what the heck? Get to the stadium, and it's pouring. So there goes the tailgate spot.
And it keeps pouring.
Mud and water. Dave and I stand out there with umbrellas like, I don't know, a bunch of dorks in the parking lot waiting for it to stop raining enough to set up, and it just keeps raining. Rain. Now, thankfully, when the game came around,
it
heavy mist at most.
Yeah.
Really and truly.
Second half was pretty good. Pretty clear.
But I just checked the forecast before we started here. Next Friday.
Rain?
60% chance of rain.
Oh, man.
And y'all better get ready.
Why are you wearing that hat?
I'm wearing it. Heck, have you seen the weather forecast for tomorrow?
No.
It's going to get to 76.
And then?
It's going to rain, 80% chance. And then by the time you lay your butt in bed, which I know you go real late, low tomorrow night, 44.
I hear you, brother.
Woo!
Wow. Turn on the furnace.
Open up the windows.
So I'm getting ready because it takes a while for this nappy head to get warm.
That's right.
But I may take it off.
Your local fire department says check your smoke detectors and your CO2 detectors.
Oh, isn't it great the first time you cut your furnace on? Oh, that nice smell that you get.
Dust.
Get that dust burn. I don't care how clean your vents are, you're going to get that smell. Oh man.
So we make it through.
What a game.
Yes.
The hype. 2 weeks of
It's nice
lead in.
It's nice to be wanted.
Every media person in town's, this might be Plano East year. Here they come.
On the bandwagon.
Battle of the undefeated.
That is no lie. They all jumped on that bandwagon. Everyone, and I know why. And Tepper told us this. Remember when Tepper came?
Absolutely.
And he, everybody thinks Tepper hates their team.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a rat's patootie about anybody's team. What did he say? He said, "I'm here for the story."
Yeah.
And that's what all of them do.
That's what all these people are there
They
for.
want a story. And so the story the past 2 weeks, at least in this part of the woods, was Plano East Allen.
They all had a 50-50 chance of being correct.
Yeah, they did.
Well, I don't think Vegas laid those odds.
Yeah, and it was interesting. And again, I don't follow any of the Plano East kids or anything, but there was a lot of talk. It started 2 weeks ago. And that was an interesting point too, and we'll get to it a little bit later when we talk about what the band did. But supposedly, the Plano East fans during the last quarter of their game started the chant. We want out. And that was a theme for the
Yep.
last 2 weeks.
I mean, good for them. You want your opponent. You want to compete.
Hey.
We want.
And I think
we want some
I
competition.
think Cherry had enough of it all week long, and that's why he kept the foot on the accelerator last night.
That could be too.
It could have been a lot worse. It could have been 90-95 easy.
And that's why I was going to I was thinking today, this was a statement game because honestly, and no disrespect to our previous opponents, I think this kind of scoring output could have happened earlier on this season, but it didn't.
I promise you, it could have.
Oh, yes.
And so I think this game was a statement. I think, and it was a very loud statement.
And we'll start off beginning of the game. You come out. I got to take this off. Whew.
That didn't take long.
Boy, that thing, it's like Russian, man. It was just. Whew.
Can y'all see that Mark is glistening?
I'm glistening. I have sweat on my
Glowing.
brow. You come out, well, there we go. First thing first, Allen wins the toss. Game over. Let's go home.
Defer to the second half.
Let's just get the ball. Well, kick off. Plano East goes 3 and out.
But the third down play really said something.
Hello.
Yes, that they were willing to take a shot. They were coming all in to try to win this ball game.
Yep.
And they were about 6 inches away from being up 7-0.
Yeah.
Which would have been the first time Allen trailed all year.
And
but it didn't happen.
But it didn't happen. And so they punt, and what does Allen do? Allen does what Allen does. Well, and I don't know your vibe, because I told all y'all this yesterday too. I was a little bit apprehensive after seeing what happened to JV. Because both JV teams got beat. And it made you at least stop and ponder and go, okay, have they figured something out over there? Because that was the theme of the week too, was that McCullough changed defenses. Their defense is playing much better. They got great skill players on offense, which they do. I think we'll all agree with that.
Well, they had to get better. Didn't they give up 599 yards to one single human being last year?
Yeah. Matt Gaddick, went crazy on them. But so you're thinking, okay, what kind of how is our offense, which is at times look great, at times look mediocre or average, how are they going to respond, or what are they going to do different? And I think you owe $20 to somebody because
I probably do.
There was no bubble screen to start the game.
So I will come by the facility sometime this week and I will pay off my bet. I may bring some breakfast.
That just proves to you that we have somebody in that building
on the
over there
inside
that listens
to this
wanted your money, my friend.
But I tell you what, the offensive approach to this game was pretty amazing because I saw a lot of advancement with Grant in the fact that he was sticking in the pocket. There was that one pass, he stuck right in the pocket, didn't panic, didn't kind of sprint off. They had a lot of designed runs for Grant, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And it was balanced. What were the stats on the run pass for Allen? It was like 300-something and 300-something.
Well, 285 rushing, 325 passing.
He had a little Houdini move himself.
He did. A lot of them boys did last night, and I got that written down too.
But Sheldon Manning, Houdini.
So they come out, and the first play is a slant or, a hitch to Sherfield.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which was, I about had a heart attack up there. I was calling for EMTs. I was like, whoa! And then it was just progressively down the field, and then the next thing you know, there goes Manning for about 30 yards.
Yeah, and I from where we were sitting, it looked almost for a second that Grant wanted to keep it.
It did. That would happen.
And Selden's
Took it
like,
from
wait
him.
a second, I see a nice green patch in front of me.
I'm gone.
taking his ball.
Your view was correct because that was kind of right in front of us, and it was. Grant wanted to keep it because the end crashed down.
Yep.
But that hesitation, and it was on his hip, and he pulled
and
it away.
maybe
from him.
I it could have been a lot too that made the defense get one step further into
Right.
and
Because they thought Grant was going to be taking it too.
right.
Yeah, and off he went, and you're up 7-0. You're like, and it to me that whole drive to me seemed really easy.
Yeah,
Really
it was
easy.
good to see a drive.
Yeah, it wasn't a one play; it was a
You
drive,
know,
and it was no negative yardage. It was a drive.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Running time off the clock.
that was quick.
Yep.
Well, and then we kick off, and I'm actually looking at my phone. I don't know if I was tweeting or something, and I hear a big roar, and there goes. I guess it was 16.
Yeah.
Anderson is that who that was?
Caught like a post.
I looked at Sherry. I said, "What just happened?"
Yeah.
Because I missed the play at the beginning of it, and all of a sudden we're tied.
I kind of saw there's on that play, Mo kind of points because he's takes us, so he's they're in a zone, so he's handing him off to the next guy, and the next guy didn't get there.
Yeah.
And he was gone.
Yeah, his speed.
So-
And again, they do have some talent on the receivers.
They're big.
They're tall.
16 and 17,
Yep.
and then they had a Kerry Hall type that wore the same number 12,
number
that
12.
could operate in the zones and
Yeah,
stuff.
and both 16 and 17, they're at least 6'3", 6'4". This Josh Allison was 17.
Yeah.
he was a beast.
Yeah, both those guys. Did they both go over 100 last night? Yeah, they did.
yeah.
Now we applied pressure. The defensive line applied pressure. All night long. I really thought we would get to that quarterback a lot more than we did, but the quarterback did a good job eluding.
Got him
Getting
ruffled
rid of
up
the ball.
and made him make
Yeah.
mistakes.
Well, and because I looked at James after that, and I said, I don't think that will happen again because Kane's already at work. I mean, we looked down there and Kane's already at work. I said, we won't have another long play like that, but I was wrong in that. But they kick off. Allen scores. Grant scored the first of his 4 rushing touchdowns last night.
Student body left, boom.
They
and
went all single wing kind of,
Yeah.
and
and you're up 14-7, and you're like, okay, we got this figured out. And then we hold Plano East, and then they punt, and then we go for it at 4th down around midfield,
Yeah.
yeah,
and Grant fumbles a snap
yeah,
and gets taken down, and
Yeah.
so Plano East has a short field.
right.
They get down to the 1, and Mallory.
Well, they get down to the 1. I think there was like 2 penalties that got them even closer. We had them held, and then I think there was a personal foul penalty that
Yeah, we stuffed
moved
them
them
half the distance.
to the goal.
Yeah, and they score, and you're 14-14, and that's the end of the first quarter, and you go, huh.
Okay.
It seemed really easy and it did seem really easy on our offensive side. And I'm like, okay, what's going on with the defense here as to what's happening? And I said, okay, it's time. Well, and then second quarter comes, and I'll just call it havoc. I mean, for Plano East, just havoc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it starts with Grant gets another touchdown run to makes it 21-14, and I can't remember which kickoff it was. It might have been after that touchdown, where we got the celebration penalty, and we were 15 yards back.
Oh, right.
And I told James, I said, "Oh, this is going to hurt because we're kicking from the 25." Well,
He kicked it to the
Griffith
5.
kicks the snot out
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, and then they get a blocking in the back or something.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
because they
Right.
only
So they
returned
end
it
up
to
down
the
at, what, the
26,
15-yard
and then they
line?
got
Yeah.
a 10-yard penalty. And I told James, I said, keep that in mind for tomorrow. I said that might be a game changer, and it
Yeah.
actually was.
Yeah.
Because you go a couple plays later, and I readily admit there were 2 blown calls.
Yes.
That went against Plano East.
Yep,
in
Allen
that
got
second
some
quarter.
favor.
And the first one was on, Zayteep McGee. They try to throw an out pattern or an out route, and McGee actually has a hold of the receiver
Yeah.
and pulls himself forward enough to intercept
he
the
can
ball,
jump the route and get the ball.
pick six, and Allen and they missed that call because
Yeah.
we were looking at it at direct, and you could see him. And
That's all right. They got plenty of other.
it happens every game, and we got that break. And the receiver quit too. The receiver quit once he felt he got held.
Yeah.
He just quit on it, and so when he
should have taken
intercepted
him down. Yeah,
he was gone, and
you can't quit.
Yeah, and then on the next series,
They were coming out almost the same area, a little bit further down the field. Throw that out route.
they called him out of bounds.
They called him out of bounds, and he wasn't.
And he wasn't. If you saw the replay on the big screen, he never stepped
that's why
out of bounds.
That's
He
why
was
the
at least
fans
a foot away
erupted.
from the edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, before he
That was-
caught it?
That was right in front of us.
No, well, he caught it, and then the ref said he was out, but he
Yeah, but did-
he never went out.
He never went
He
out
never
of
did
bounds.
go out.
Before
or
no.
after.
No, he was clearly in bounds.
Yeah,
and
both
they
feet
called
were
it.
in.
And that was a third down play, I think, and so they ended up punting, and
I think
then Theo went to work.
I think the student section had something to say about that one.
Yeah.
They were saying
They said that a couple times.
push it or
Push
something.
it. Yeah.
Whatever it was, we heard it.
Those potty mouth kids.
That's right. The East Siders. But then, Theo does Theo things, and Grant throws him a pretty good ball. He could have let him a little more to the outside, but Theo, I'm not going to say wrestles it away from the DB, but he got to it before the DB knew it was there. And it's a 24.
Turnabout fair play.
Oh, yeah.
Because their 6'3" receivers were going against our 5'9" DBs. And so we throw our 6'3" receiver against. He was probably a little taller, but he didn't have the reach that Theo had, that's for sure.
I think that was Wachiku, number 7. He was on him most of the night, and Sherry actually taught him. She teaches in Plano school, so she.
Now, is he the kid going to? That's going to go to
Texas?
Yeah.
No, that's number 18.
Okay.
The safety.
Right. That's Tyler Owens.
Yeah, he was a player.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
kid will come
I
get you,
just
too.
wasn't sure
He was everywhere.
because I didn't know he was a safety. I knew you said he was a DB that was going. So.
Now, so you look up and the second quarter's over, and it's 41-21. You're like, wow, what just happened? Because that happened really quick. And East is probably thinking the same thing. A minute ago it was 14-14, and now we're down.
Well, it's 41 because we had a blocked extra point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they went for 2. They had
that
a little
whole
trick.
I don't know why they're doing that.
Well,
there's a reason. There's a reason.
Flip it or,
I was thinking about this. Anything that you do occupies film study for the other team.
Yeah, it does. But at least do it well.
Well, if it works, it is well.
But it didn't.
It didn't. Going for 2.
And then
or the
later
extra
you get a
points.
block extra point because my whole thing is because you got them coming in and they don't. It's just blah.
it was a hot mess.
Well,
keep it simple.
They had 3 or 4 people line up right on that edge,
Yeah.
and so
And Wachiku was the one that
the
blocked
kid,
it. Yeah.
the guy that's out on the end's going, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one do I block?
Yep.
But he's got to stay in because they teach him to stay in. It takes too far to
have
go around.
And he had his leg.
Oh,
Legally it was already there. You
Yeah.
know, it wasn't like he raised it up
To trip him.
and at least make the guy hurdle it. And he did. He hurtled right over it. Boom, boom. But the guy that sits behind us with the fake hair, I forget his name. He's funny.
that would be Greg.
Yeah, he goes. Earlier on, he goes, he gonna get one of them. He gonna get one of them. And he did.
He did. Was this second quarter?
That was
Later.
Later?
That was second half.
the
The one
Yeah.
touchdown in the second
Okay.
half, third quarter.
long pass. That was after it was 48-21. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was in the third quarter.
So
Third quarter.
they cut well and no, I say 41-21. It's now 34-21. Plano East gets the ball back, and I'm
it looks like they're going to run the clock out, and then
I'm
they call
calling
a
it a
timeout.
coaching decision. I sent a tweet to Matt Diggs today to try to see what was up with the
Well, I
coaches.
heard a lot of different things.
He said it was a wide receiver that called timeout, not the coaches.
Right.
Which, if that was the case, then shame on that kid, because there was no. You're inside your own 20.
When they get confused and maybe they think, okay, we need to save some time, and they
Well, on
clearly
first
have
down,
not,
they had like an 8-yard run or something. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they got a few
Yeah.
yards,
run
and
up
then
the middle of the
And then they
clock.
tried to pass it, incomplete.
Right.
We need to point them towards the Tom Westerberg 27 seconds till halftime manual. Take a knee. Don't do anything to
Don't
hurt
make
your
it any
team's
worse,
chances.
because
Yeah,
they
that's it.
called timeout, and I immediately turned to James, and I was like, "What are they thinking?"
Yeah.
I mean, you're less than 20 seconds left. I don't know.
And you're way down on your end of the field.
That's when I turned to you and said block kick right here.
Yeah. Make them pay.
Because James came back with,
what's the worst?
what's the worst that can happen? And the pass they had 3rd and 15, and they ran a hitch, which didn't even get them to the sticks.
Yeah.
And so they had to punt. It was incomplete, and they had to punt. And the worst that could happen happened.
Yeah.
They fumble the snap. Devin Butler's flying in there. He grabs the punter drops the ball.
Keith Johnson
Picks it up. Hey, Keith, good job, brother.
Special teams player of the year.
Picks it up and gets him.
And that's the lesson for all the second stringers, special teamers. You got to stay focused.
That's right.
Yeah,
you're going to get a chance.
You're going to get your
coming.
shot to be a playmaker.
So
good job, Keith.
And so then it's 41-21, and I know the Plano East people were probably going, "What the heck?
What just
Why did we
happened?"
call timeout?
Yeah.
We could have run out the clock and been down 2 scores. It was a 2-score game, and now you're down 3.
Right. They got to observe the rule of holes. When you're in one, stop digging.
Everybody knows, and this is proven for the most part. If you're down to Allen at halftime, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
Because the depth will make it.
Well, when we come out and we get the kickoff.
Well, yeah, and Allen gets the ball first to start the second half.
Right.
So you're like, Allen gets the ball. What do? Down the field,
March down,
score again,
score.
and all of a sudden you're down.
A lot more.
27 points.
Yeah, because they were running a 3-man line.
Yep.
And
Because they switched
it was,
to a 3-4 this year.
Right. Yeah. So it was 43, 44, and 45, and then they'd rotate in 66 some. And I'm thinking the same thing. They're going to pay for that in the second half.
Yep.
Those guys get a series off here and there, and it does make a difference. I mean, that's a lot of why Allen does what they do. Is so in the fourth quarter, if need be, everybody has fresh legs.
So you look up, and I don't know, I can't remember. When did Grant throw his pick? Was that second half?
Well, it was
first half?
really wasn't his fault.
It wasn't. Bryson got knocked off his route.
Right. And he wasn't looking for the ball yet.
Yeah.
Right.
And he got knocked. He got
rerouted.
He did get rerouted, and it was a double team.
Yeah.
The safety was over the top, and
so
the safety actually
rerouted
him.
He tried to cut him cross him.
Yep.
And the other safety
really wasn't Grant's fault because Grant on the night was 21 of he wasn't. He was 20 of 26 with the one pick and 2 touchdowns. And
and I did a little calculating. I looked at the different. I looked at the different quarterbacks, and everybody was saying about Mallory. He's a really good quarterback, but I checked his quarterback ratings for each of the games, and he was up and down, in the double digits, 80s, maybe 90s, and then he would get into the 120s, and then maybe go back to 80. And he was 48% last night, which was horrible.
Was it even that good?
But Grant has been above 120s except for one game.
Yeah.
And this game he was 134 QB passer rating, and that's the NFL.
10 of 12 at halftime.
Yeah.
And the thing, and again, Grant does what I love about Grant is he doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't put the team in a bad position. Yeah. Threw a pick. It was in the end zone to get the ball to. It's not like we're throwing it at our 25.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I think they had the ball at the 35. They throw the pick, then we throw the pick right back, and they get the ball at the 20. So we actually, we had punted. Yeah, something. Anyway, we gained 15 yards on swapping possessions.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think, what was this, his second pick this year? Period? I mean, that's.
One was.
I think it's his third.
Sherfield reached up one on the post,
and
they got one against McKinney.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the other,
but that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, he takes care of the ball. That's for sure.
Yeah, and the defense kind of settled down and settled in. And the one thing they did very well to me was they stopped the run. And I don't and Plano East.
Well, and you said they went away.
They went
away from
second quarter.
The run.
They really did. And I think David and I think we're talking earlier. To me, and this has always been the case, unless you're a Trinity that can just hammer, the way you beat Allen is you go vertical. Now, the thing about going vertical is, one, it takes longer because it's a longer play, and two, the success rate goes down. But if there's a weakness, it's the deep ball. and that showed last night. They had 4 passes, I think, over 50 yards. Now, if you think about that, though, he threw for 303, but 4 of them made it over 200 yards. So for the rest of his 14 completions, I did the math, that's only like 150 yards. So that's not so bad.
No.
But when you do go vertical, but that's what happened in the second quarter. They started trying to do that more, and what happened was the pressure up front makes it
Started
harder
getting to the quarterback. Yeah.
When you make them move around, it's a lot harder to do.
And so when you abandon the run, you invite the defense to then compress down and put that pressure on you.
And so what did they start? Instead of continuing to go vertical, which they got some later in the game, they started going east-west. And that is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Well,
against
the one run east and west that did work for him a few times was the pitch.
Oh, yeah.
Where they...
And he got around that corner.
Because they got him there quick.
But then
but to throw
a couple
the wide
times
receiver,
they didn't.
No, out in the flats.
Well, and I noticed this too, the lineup that Kane used, and I loved it because they were stacking their wide receivers. He put the corner right up on the first one, and the safety was 5 yards behind.
Yeah, so they're already stuffed.
And so you've already got a body in the area if you're going to try to throw a bubble.
Right.
And then the other one's not that far. He's not playing 15
yards. And the one or two
off.
times they did throw a bubble, I think both of our tacklers got through.
Yep.
And so they're standing there waiting for the guy, no gain.
So throw east-est.
Numb tongue.
Why do you think Nolan was here?
Yeah, I tell you, one of the things that some
See, it's contagious.
It's contagious. We got the
successful offenses against Allen have exploited the zone, not only going vertical for the long passes, they've been able to exploit that open zone area and not go wide, which is a killer with the speed that we've got.
Yep.
But wait till they get in the open zone. But the problem with that is you can only do that so long, and then Allen D is going to adjust, and it's not going to be there.
They were successful in the red zone last night on 2 slant plays.
Yes.
Granted, the guys are big and tall and went to, but maybe it happens one time. But
well, and the one you had the receiver number 16, the Jalen Anderson. And that was on the 2-point conversion, and he was going up against Marcus.
Well, they were double teaming him, and Marcus let him go. I don't know what happened.
Well, Marcus turned his hips to the outside, and the second he turned his hips,
he went inside.
16 was inside, and it was over.
Yeah, and
there's no adjustment.
And Coach Gamble met Marcus at the sideline too.
Well,
Gamble met a couple of players at the sideline.
He had a lot to say last night.
Yeah.
So you get to the end of the third quarter, and it's 61-29, and for all intents and purposes, this game's over. And so now everybody's I'm sitting there telling Sherry, I want 70, I want 70, I want 70.
Oh, and we got to say, hey, in the third quarter, Mo had position. He was there.
I'm going to
see if you can see that.
I'm going to get this close.
Mo had position right about there. Oh, my gosh, that's good.
There you go.
Oh, he was there.
You can see he had the ball.
So if he would have been 5'9.5", he'd have got it.
We love you, Mo.
We do love
effort.
You. And we saw Mo after the game last night, and he saw us coming. He just turned around and hung his head. He knew what was coming.
But good job. I mean, the effort is 110%.
He's going to get his. He had a couple chances last night, but he'll get his.
When you think, okay, if he goes up and he tries to swat the ball down, okay, it's an incomplete. You can't take. That's
that you want right there.
I want the interception, and
I
don't know that you want to take that out of a kid.
No. Heck no, especially because how many years have we screamed, turn and look for the ball? Well, he's obviously turning looking for the ball.
Yes, no doubt.
And, he had one earlier in the game, and we think, I don't know if Butler got his hand on it or not. He certainly flashed in front of him.
Yeah, it was a distraction.
Well,
sure.
And there were several. Who was the other one? Dragish?
38, Drogosh.
Coming straight to him, and
it's just because we want y'all to have success and have fun.
Well,
so it hurts us when y'all don't.
He's a former quarterback. Yes, he was JV quarterback.
So what are you saying?
He can't catch. That's why he's a DB.
He wants to.
He's a skilled player, but if he could catch, he'd be playing wide receiver.
That's true.
That's the old joke about DB. So
and we turn around and look at each other and say, it's a lot harder than you think it is. But that was a gift.
Yeah, for a receiver, they know where they're going. Yeah. They catch 100 of them in practice every day. And as a DB, you're looking to make the tackle first.
Yep.
And then the ball shows up, and
So it's 61-29, and Allen's driving, and I love this play because I'm I'm happy for the Green Twins anytime they score.
Oh yeah.
Blaine catches a little hitch.
And he was
What a
out.
move,
Nobody
brother.
was out there. It was like all 20 other players were outside the hash on the right side.
It was like a
And-
spotlight dance. It was the two of them.
And Blaine's like, you don't stand a chance, dude. Boom, I'm gone.
I'm gonna burn
Reservations for 6.
you. Team Green in the house.
Stutter step, and off he went.
Yep.
And it was awesome. And then, you know, we had Dr. Abato on the podcast last week, and we
Yep.
talked. We're going to have him back on because we didn't get to everything we want to get to, but we talked about, you know, the things he's doing with the band and all that. And God bless him and the band last night because.
I'm telling you. Well, you know, Plano East was saying.
Go ahead.
Oh, what?
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Don't know.
No, because I didn't know where I was going. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that, you know, Plano East wanted Allen, and I think the Allen football team has found their next opponent, and that is the 700-member Allen band, because apparently Dr. Obato got a little wild hair. What did he do?
He told him. He said, "Let's start the chant," and boom, out of nowhere.
Dude, it was loud, too.
It was loud.
'Cause
We want Allen.
Normally
And it
get
was
to hear a whole lot
awesome.
from upper deck.
Did you see the players' reactions?
Oh, they were.
Yeah, they were going
Dude,
crazy.
they were going. They were running down to the band and jumping, and it was
Yes.
just awesome. And the Plano East student section standing there going, "We got nothing for this." It was so good, so good. And I wanted to bring it up because you talked about it earlier. And Diggs tweeted right when that started that was fake news. That the Plano East fans did not do that 2 weeks ago. And I wanted to ask him because there were 2 media people I know that actually tweeted that happened.
Yeah.
You know, one was with the Dallas Morning News, and I have to go back and find the other one. And
They
I'm
never
like,
they never put
okay.
fake news out there.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't think they'd do that.
You know, I can't. I can see them doing that. I mean, I don't think it was fake news.
I don't either. But
Well, I don't think it was wrong or
but-
bad or anything. Because
Escadrille,
yeah,
stand
way to go.
up, bow down, boy. That
Hey,
was
but
awesome.
look
last
how
night.
many students showed up for Plano East.
Hey, I was having a panic attack that I was just going to go off on our students.
We
Especially
had
at the
three.
beginning
We
of the
had
game.
3 rows of students.
Well, to begin with,
To begin with,
Yeah,
they-
I don't know where they all them all got stuck in line at Whataburger.
maybe
before
maybe
they
they stopped by the tailgate outside.
Trust me, they were there.
They showed up.
They
Yeah,
were.
they did.
No, they were there already. They were just walking up and down the concourse on their phones because as I had to take one of my many trips to, you know, the men's
one.
restroom, they're all there. They're just not
Out in the
caring
stand.
about the game one iota.
They filled in though, which is
They
good because
did,
I
they
was
did.
really worried because Plano East had a whole section full, and I looked down there and we got like 5 or 6 rows, and I'm like, what in the world is
Yeah.
going on?
So
They did show up.
they're like a LA Dodger crowd.
Something. I don't know
Show
where they
up a
had to
little
be,
late.
but no, kudos to the band for doing that. It was
Yeah,
a great
that was
moment,
awesome.
and I love seeing the players go so excited that somebody was.
They start
doing
rushing the band.
Yeah. So they score, and you know Plano East gets one late touchdown, and then so it's 64-36 with 3 minutes left in the game, and
Yeah, because they went on a long drive to score that touchdown.
They did.
Because it was like 10 minutes, and they went on a long drive.
And
and
they never pulled their number ones.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was a long drive, and I'm saying, man, we might not get it because we're probably just gonna do the run the.
drop. And so
But no,
go ahead.
Mark puts on there on our little group text that says, "I want 70," and then I was typing it. I was typing it that Ray got you,
Yeah.
and he hit Sherfield on the post, and 65 yards later, we got 74.
Bam.
I was so excited. I was like, yes! I was just like losing it up there. I was like, and
'Cause
I do wonder. I'm going to say this, and I have no proof of this, but I'm going to ask him one day whenever I get one-on-one time with him, and it'll be off the record, and he may lie. I don't know. But I'm going to ask Gamble, was that intentional? You got 3 minutes left in the game. You're up by, 38 points. And the first play out of the box is that you're throwing the ball, which common
Raylan,
etiquette would tell you no.
threw a strike.
Here's the
I think here's the solidifying proof right here.
You got
All
it.
right, so you got 4 wideouts.
Yep.
and one of them's number 81. He's like 2 or 3 down.
Yep.
One of them's the old coach's nephew or grandson, 88, Carl Bailey.
Yeah.
2 or 3 down on the depth chart, and another one that's down. And Sherfield, your starter, is in the slot.
Yeah.
I think they were going to make sure that they got that.
I think there was a message being sent.
Yeah.
I think that
I
really
feel it was too.
Yeah. And I think Gamble had enough.
And I've never seen in stride post this year like that one was. He didn't have to break stride. It was on him.
Great throw.
I've got it number 7 here on my list of things to talk about. Is Raylan Sharp not the most exciting player that Allen's had since Kyler?
Yeah.
He's a multi-purpose
Every time
utility.
he touches the ball.
Every time, that's exactly right. You move up to the edge of your seat.
You're like,
because you're expecting something great to happen.
And
even on
from Grant, even
if it's just a little swing pass or a shorter pass, and it's an 8-yard gain, there's something in that 8 yards that made him get the 8 yards instead of 4.
makes you go, wow.
Yeah, every time.
And I just every time he gets the ball, like
And
he
he-
said, you expect.
He and Jawan both are not the biggest kids, and they very rarely go down on first contact too.
But you know what's good about that, and as the more success he has like that, what a great decoy.
Oh,
Put him in there. Everybody's congregating towards him, and they go somewhere else.
And the little flip back to him, and he was going to
Throw it.
air it out to Theo.
Yep.
It wasn't that Theo wasn't open. I don't think he felt like he could step into the throw because they were bearing down on him, and he could have got waylaid. But he made a good decision. He made a little something out
Great
of that.
possibilities.
I love the kid. I love his athletic ability. You know, he runs track, and you can see the speed, but he is so quick. And I told James last night, I know he's returning kickoffs. I said, he's going to get one before the year's over.
Yeah.
It's not going to be long for this work. And it may as we get into this back half of the schedule, which to me is a lot easier.
Oh, and the other thing happened last night. Sorry, David. No fair catches, except one. There was one.
Wait a minute.
On the kickoff.
On the kickoff,
Yeah.
why? I'm
Well,
not understanding this.
Yeah.
All right.
You know
So
how Bryson
immediately
got
after
it?
he caught,
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh man!" It was like it was instinctive because it wasn't
It's a safety.
it wasn't in the air very high, long. It was more of a line drive one.
I'll tell you this.
I bet he's like,
And I
"Golly,
won't reveal
wasted."
the source, but we were told that was coach's decision for the last couple of weeks, not to fair catch them.
Okay.
And they got it turned loose this week because there were times the guys were like 2 yards away.
Yeah.
And they weren't fair catching, and I was like,
Do no harm.
What's up with that?"
Well,
It was
in the past weeks,
it was
it's
10
do
and
no harm.
15
Yeah.
last night.
And I,
On the kickoff
again,
but I think that was not. I think the clock in his head was sped up because he was like, "Man, it wasn't like it was a predetermined thing."
Well, and
It
so
just,
for all of us fans that think that there's not some kind of control out there, the coaches are in charge.
There.
They know what they're doing.
and you know what? Kudos to the kids for following
That's
whatever
right,
instructions
that's
they're
right.
given.
Yeah,
Because you know
absolutely.
what? Think about it. You're
Yeah.
catching a punt, and you see 15 yards of green in front of you, and you've been told to fair catch.
It's burning you.
and
killing
you think about too that discipline is in every aspect of our
part of it.
We've played teams that are way more athletically on defense that all go for the kill shot, play undisciplined, fly around,
Go for
and
the
we
hit
burn 'em.
instead of the wrap up. Yeah.
and we burn them.
Yep.
That doesn't really happen a lot without Allen plays in discipline, assignment. Now we lose discipline sometimes after the whistle blown, but not before.
A couple of times last night.
So
Well, after the game, we one of the and I did this on our group text too. Colton's second half touchdown, the 20-yard run. Selden, I'm sorry,
Selden,
Colton.
yeah.
Colton giving him credit.
they're all C's. Cameron,
His
Selden,
little Houdini
Colton.
mode.
Yeah.
Wasn't that awesome? He gets in
That
there
was.
and I think he just ducked under the guy.
Well,
but
number 18, I saw it. I slowed it down a little bit.
grabbed
Number
him
18
around-
grabbed him around the
shoulder
shoulder
pad.
pad. He ducked and flipped, and
Kinda-
number 18's momentum carried him onto his back, and Selden accelerated into the
I'm
end
going
zone.
Houdini.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Because I thought he was smothered, and then he comes right out of it. And I was
Yeah.
just like he went through a cave.
Yeah, he did.
And so we were talking. We spent some time, and we'll get into this too. I got to write this
Chatting
down.
a little bit.
We chatting. That tailgate. If y'all aren't visiting that tailgate of the football players,
it's bumping.
parents, it's a place to be.
bumping.
We were there after the game last night, and we didn't have the football dad network.
No. But we found a new
Football
network.
mom.
We found the news network,
Yeah,
the Senior Mom Network,
that's right.
and boy, they love to chat.
They do.
And her comment on Selden's run was, that was a Dancing with the Stars move right there. And I'm like, I'm going to use that. So, kudos to Jawan's mom. Ms. Mason, we cracked up about that. We told her we were going to use it. She goes, well, I listened, so I'm looking forward to that. So, kudos to her, man. It was awesome. Yeah. And she saw that too. And it was like, that was crazy. So 70, what was the final? 74-36. Plano East is now behind us. Glad to kind of have that out of the way. Next up, Jesuit,
Yep.
who lost on a field goal at the buzzer last night to Prosper. So
Yeah, Prosper was up pretty big at one. I mean,
Yeah.
and Jesuit
at
came
least two
back.
touchdowns.
Yeah, final score ended up 30-28. You want to kind of go around a little bit
Yeah,
with
we
some
need-
scores and stuff?
Last
McKinney
night.
and versus Plano. Wow.
Who would have thunk? Congratulations, Coach Shavers.
Yep.
Get your first victory, and
Marcus, way to go.
You do-
McKinney beats him 17-7.
and we're in control the whole game, from what I understand, and it wasn't even really close. Hard fought. Again, a 17-7. You're not that far away, but for those two teams, something's happening over there at Plano. I don't know what it is, but it ain't good.
Well, it's not going to be good this week because they play East.
East.
Or we want Allen.
We Want Allen is their new name. We're going to change the names of that school.
Do we want
The
Allen?
WWA.
WWA plays Plano this week, and I mean, just from our perspective, I think you would think East would win that game, and that would drop Plano to only having
1-3.
1-3 or 1-4, 1-3,
Be 1-3
in district,
1-6 overall.
Yeah. And a non-district. Oh my gosh.
1-6
No. It'd be
2-5.
2-5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a non-district opponent that we had played, Coppell.
Well, let's stay in district. One more
Okay,
district.
all right.
Boyd
and West.
smacked the pants off of West last night, 52-13.
And they play Prosper this week.
I got some bad news, boys.
Uh-oh.
I heard that Plano West is dissolving their football team. They're going to all go over to cross country and track and basketball.
Ping pong.
Yeah.
They probably should, but I was wondering I thought that game would be much closer. I don't know whether that says something about whether Boyd's found something, or because they beat Louisville a couple weeks ago, which will tie
that
into what
leads
you were
into
fixing.
another score. Yeah,
But-
but 52-13. I mean, that's a stat builder for Boyd.
At some point you got to think that just life goes out of you after you've been drubbed so many times, and like what's the purpose of being out here? And it just
And if you got some athletes that are maybe two sport athletes, maybe they don't want to play the football if they're baseball or.
But once the season gets rolling and it keeps
Building,
losing is just as infectious as winning.
Yeah, so you said that Prosper plays Boyd this week. Allen's got Jesuit, so E.J. Smith will be in town.
Yep.
Emmett Smith's son, which means Emmett will probably be in town.
come on over, Emmett. Come by the
Come say
tailgate.
hello. Yeah, come see us. And
McKinney plays West.
And McKinney plays West, which you would assume McKinney would win that, which would give McKinney 2 wins in district.
Yeah,
So it looks like McKinney and Boyd
they're going to be fighting it out.
might be fighting for that last playoff spot. Because you're going to have Allen, Plano East, and probably Prosper. I
Yeah,
would
because we
imagine.
played McKinney, but we still have played Boyd. So
Yeah, I think you're going to see Allen run it like we anticipate. And East should probably run.
yeah,
They
they'll-
should run
they'll
the
finish
table.
second.
They should. Now, again, East is East, and we've seen that story before where you think they're going to be great.
Yeah,
stumble.
they need to really be able to throttle Plano to get their fire back in there.
I'm anxious to see Prosper. I can't really gauge them one way or the other because, East beat them last week, but they held East scoreless in the second half. Which, that team's got some talent, so to keep them scoreless,
Well, you
that's
got to
pretty-
think in that game that the number ones didn't necessarily play the whole second half.
That could be too.
For
Well, you
East,
never know
so.
because they
No,
never
they-
pulled away.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
26-14.
they had to stay in. I would think there's no way You know, just from the
Well, the expectation is for East to run it. We'll see how they do.
And so you'd assume Prosper will be enough. And so you come down to Boyd, and because Plano looks to be heading south, and West isn't going to win a game probably, unless they beat Plano.
Yeah.
But so it'll be interesting to see. You got to watch that Boyd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Boyd and McKinney will
battle it out
for that last position.
So that'll be fun. So Boyd beat Louisville a couple weeks ago, which leads into what you were fixing to say. Because last night in the state of Texas, 6A, crazy.
There was
weirdness. Craziness.
Yes, I mean Louisville puts it on. Well, you can't say 13-6 is putting it on them, but they beat Coppell 13-6.
Hello, Coppell. Really?
You got to think, was some Coppell had some injuries or what was going on? Because they got great coaching, but
I don't know. I know they did switch. They did have that taller kid at quarterback.
That's right.
I saw highlights of some. No, they actually were the game of the week on last weekend or something. And I forget who they were playing, and they won 16-15 or.
Oh, it was Hebron. It was they played Hebron.
They beat Hebron.
The buzzer.
But they had the taller kid from Yates.
Yeah,
he was at QB, and so I don't know what happened this week.
Wasn't that game that Bridges got 5 touchdowns?
Y'all just keep.
Oh
talking.
no, wait.
But
Mr. Bridges.
Be careful what you say.
Oh, speaking of which, and y'all keep talking about. Let's talk about the state.
And then Haltom City beats Trinity.
What in the world?
And then Haltom City. I mean, and it was kind of it was a 48-34 game.
What in
48 points.
So where does Haltom come from? I mean, just out of nowhere.
Well, they're in that area over there by 820.
Yeah. Well, I mean, was their offense that good, or was Trinity's defense just not there?
So you think Trinity goes in there expecting to kind of walk all over them because they're ranked number 3 in the area?
I mean, there's got to be something going on.
Yeah. Back to the Coppell game real quick. Rashid Noel is his name. He was 3 of 13 for 41 yards with 3 interceptions.
Oh, whoa.
That'll do it.
That'll get you beat almost every time.
Yeah.
So Trinity gets beat. Cedar Hill.
Yeah, what's that score? I mean,
Mansfield Summit.
Yeah,
was it 7-3?
Yeah, and I don't know what I can look real quick here, but I know Cedar Hill at halftime had 61 yards of total offense.
Yeah, I have it on good authority that game environment was electric.
Wow. And so you go, what in the world is going on? And so down south,
let's branch out a little further.
Let's go.
Region 3.
You have Mr. Lake Travis hosting the number 2 team in this. Well, they are the number 2 team in the state.
The battle of the yoga pants.
The battle of the Lululemons.
I forgot what I was even looking for now. Y'all keep talking.
Were you looking for Westlake? Or
let me ask y'all about Westlake. Is Nikhil Watson still there, or did he finally graduate? The big running back they had.
Yeah, I can't remember.
No, he's gone.
Okay.
He's gone.
Yeah. I was actually looking for the Cedar Hill box score.
But that was a throttle, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't necessarily expect that score, but
I don't know if y'all saw any of the highlights, but to me, Hudson Card did not look good. And he threw a couple picks, and it just maybe it just steamrolled down there, but it got ugly.
Well, and hey, speaking of ugly,
44-14 was that final, so Westlake goes down.
Yeah. Last week,
Travis goes down.
Excuse me,
fake Travis. I mean, Lake Travis.
Fake Travis. I like that better. Yeah. You tweeted that last night. Go ahead.
Speaking of going downhill, well, last week we went and saw the Mesquite game, and it was really, really not good. But apparently they found their offense.
Yeah.
So Mesquite ends up beating North Mesquite 42-22. 42 points.
I sent Katie a message. She posted that on Facebook. I said, it must have been us. I said, I don't know.
Revitalized the...
Yeah. I was like, dude.
So congratulations to Fleener and his crew over there in Mesquite.
Yeah, because they're now 2-1 in district, 4-2 overall. They won 1 game last year, and they've got 4 behind them this year. So congratulations to them.
And confidence is a wonderful, powerful tool.
Yep.
So you never know. Kids like that get to believing, and they start playing for each other. And next thing you know, miracles can happen.
And all you fans in the
As
stands
far
for
as
Mesquite,
football miracles, you know.
you got to have faith. Have faith that the coaches know what they're doing. They're building the program. So
Yeah.
just
And it takes a while.
be
Yeah.
positive.
Cedar Hill, by the way, I just found at 164 yards of total offense.
Wow.
But Mansfield Summit only had 148. In fact, Mansfield Summit was 1 of 12 passing for 2 yards.
Well, but it's
No, no.
7 to 3.
1 of 12
so-
passing with 2 interceptions, 37 yards.
Battle
There
of
were
the defense.
there were 11 fumbles, only 3 lost, and 3 interceptions in that game.
11 fumbles.
Must have been raining a lot harder there.
Well, the picture they have in the paper
Monsoon.
shows.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Monsoon.
That
You can
rain.
hardly
Yeah,
see
a
'em.
little bit.
But yeah, that's crazy. Cedar Hill goes down. Mansfield Lake Ridge loses to Waxahachie. Waxahachie moved up to 6A this year.
Yes, they
and
did.
They're and Mansfield Lake Ridge was a team that beat DeSoto a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
What's that region? It's 6A or whatever it is. The region of doom they're calling it.
Yeah.
Coppell loses. It's just.
But I bet Katie won because they were playing the Sisters of the Poor and Lowly or something.
they
like
did.
that.
They beat Katie Morton
But
Ranch.
it was like Morton Ranch School for the Blind or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
But 3 of the top 10 lost last night. So Travis went down, and Trinity went down, and Cy Fairbanks lost to Jersey Village by 1 point. So,
Yeah, but over in Perfectville, South Lake Carroll
ugh.
beats Byron Nelson. 41-17.
So crazy night in Texas high school football.
Since you brought them, are they going to be the D1 route or D2 route, or is that still kind of
I
undetermined?
need to look at that district.
I'm not
Carroll,
sure. We'll have to look at enrollment
see where
for
they
that.
fall
See
out.
if they're a lock
Well-
for D2.
In the craziest stat of the night, and I told you this while we were sitting there last night, McKinney North played Wiley East last
Oh,
night.
yeah. Oh, my gosh.
End of the first quarter at 0-0. 0-0 at the end of the first quarter.
So you got
It
3
was
quarters
like
left.
48-0 at half or
Final
something.
score 90-32. They scored 48 points. McKinney North wins. They scored 48 points in the second quarter.
Yeah, it was 48-0 at half. I
But
remember.
they dropped 90 on them. I'm like, you're kidding me.
Wow.
Kidding me.
Wiley East.
It's crazy. It's just, I don't know. It's just out of control.
So I was reading some tweet this morning,
Keep talking.
or something. Maybe it was on Scoreboard last night where they have Longview picked to play Westlake for the D2 title.
Well, Longview is rolling. I mean,
Yeah.
a juggernaut, 50
Well, so
to
is
50
Lufkin.
to 3
Well,
against
they got-
Horn.
Lufkin's
The-
rolling too.
Longview has the head coach's son is
Is
QB.
it King? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh Lord, Mark.
Oh,
We've
wait a
got
minute, wait a
to we've
minute.
got to do this, and we're doing it on camera because one of the great things, and this is the last thing we'll talk about. We told y'all the football parents tailgate
Oh,
is the place to be.
Spec-flippin-tacular.
And so last night, Mr. Perkins shows up, and David and I go over and talk to him. And,
Help him put his tents up.
yeah, where you going? You leaving? Oh,
He's got to get rid of his chew.
get rid of my plug. He goes,
Oh, my gosh.
y'all need to come over here tonight because it's everybody's bringing their favorite dish. I was like, cool.
David, you
He goes,
down there, please.
and I made dessert. I was like, Mr. Perkins, you made dessert? And I looked at Miss Perkins, and she goes, yeah, this is all his doing. And so we have right here, because Mr. Perkins
Will you
brought
look at
to
that?
us this dessert. And we had already eaten, and we didn't get to it after the game because we had different schedules. But I kept it on ice until it got home, put it in the fridge when I got here, and we have Mr. Perkins dessert. And sir, for you, we're fixing to dig into this. So we have 4 forks and we have 4 desserts right here. Look at that. He ain't even waiting, man. You can eat it right out of there. You don't have to take it out unless you
Don't
want
spill
to.
it.
Oh,
Don't spill it.
Yeah.
There you go. James, get what you want here.
All right.
So in honor of Mr. Perkins and the football parents, excuse me, tailgate, we're fixing to chow
We're
down
fixing
here.
to chow down and have some good stuff. Thank you so
Big or
much.
small? Which one do you want?
Thank you
I'll
for
take a
listening.
You just take a bite?
Yeah.
You gotta
Until
take more
next
than a
week.
bite.
Take this one over here.
Everyone stay safe.
Yeah, y'all stay safe, stay dry. Get your mucklucks out and get your cold weather gear out. Is this gonna? How is it?
Oh,
Is
my
it good? We need to invite Mr. Perkins to come to our tailgate.
It's got nuts. I've got a nut allergy. I'm crazy about nuts.
Wow, it's good.
You can bring this
Man,
every
you should have
week.
told them that Nolan and Allen were going to be here. There'd have been 2 extra pieces.
Yeah, well,
This is good stuff, sir.
Yeah.
thank you, sir, and we appreciate it. And so
We're out of here.
Enjoy it. I know, man. I got food in my mouth. It's good stuff. Till next time, it's over, and we're out.
Bye.